Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Which verse is this? 32?
32 Maharaj.
Okay, we did 29, 28.
30 and 31 yesterday.
I did 3 verses yesterday.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vidotarasto Dara Evalobo. Dharmastano Dharmapato Shapristam. Kastasya Madram Krisano Cha Mitro. Kuksi Samudran Girayos Sangayaha. Translation. Modesty is the upper portion of his lips. Hankering is his chin. Religion is the breast of the Lord, and irreligion is his backside. Brahmaji, who generates all living beings in the material world, is his genitals, and the Mitra Varunas are his 2 testicles. The ocean is his waist, and the hills and mountains are the stacks of his bones. Purport. The Supreme Lord is not impersonal, as misconceived by less intelligent thinkers. Rather, he is the Supreme Person as confirmed in all authentic Vedic literatures. But his personality is different from what we can conceive. It is stated here that Brahmaji acts as his genitals and that the Mitra Varunas are his 2 testicles. This means that as a person he is complete with all bodily organs, but they are of different types with different potencies. When the Lord is described as impersonal, therefore, it should be understood that his personality is not exactly the type of personality found within our imperfect speculation. One can, however, worship the Lord even by seeing the hills and mountains or the oceans in the sky as different parts of the parcels of the gigantic body of the Lord, the Virat Purush. The Virat Rup exhibited by Lord Krishna to Arjuna is a challenge to the unbelievers. Om Gyan Timidandasya Ganajana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pustaya Bhutalaye Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvasesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya Desatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Vayevacha Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
परत फोडू नको रे बाबा
Shri Advaita Gadadhar
ते
Shri
पण
Shri Gaur
अग्नवलच त्याला ते डेटॉल लाव
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this whole section is describing the different parts of the universal form, and this becomes very detailed. Even the genital organs are being described as part of the universal form. So nothing is left out. So we get a complete understanding that this universal form, in one sense, helps to give us an understanding of the Supreme Personality he has formed. This is a challenge to both the unbelievers and to the impersonalists who are fixed in the idea that Lord has no form and that he is all-pervading. And so Bhagavatam makes a point to give a very basic understanding using imaginary form as an imprint upon the universe to help the unbelievers, the impersonalists, the agnostics, to get a little bit of a realization that God has form. He's a person. When you speak about personality, you speak about form. When you speak about personality, you speak about emotions, you speak about actions, you speak about specifics that make up the characteristic of a person. So all of these here are meant to help bring more awareness for those who may have a little indication that God is understood in the form of the universe. And it helps them to become a little bit more humble, or a little bit more, develop a little more faith, which will lead them to higher levels of spiritual attainment. And then ultimately, if they follow the process, it is they will come to the point of bhakti. So it's a gradual process for these persons, in Bhagavatam takes the time to help them get over their ignorance by giving them an understanding of God and the universe is non-different. Okay, next verse. Yodyasham yodatanuruhani mahiruha vishwatano nipendra anantavirya swasitam matatarisva gatir vyaya karma guna pravaha. O king, the rivers are the veins of the gigantic body, the trees are the hairs on his body, and the omnipotent air is his breath. The passing ages are his movements, and his activities are the reactions of the three modes of material nature. Purport. The personality of Godhead is not dead stone. He is not inactive, as is poorly thought by some schools. He moves with the progress of time, and therefore he knows all about past and future, along with his present activities. There is nothing unknown to him. The conditioned souls are driven by the reactions of the modes of nature, which are the activities of the Lord. As stated in Gita 7:12, the modes of nature act under his direction only, and as such, no natural functions are blind or automatic. The power behind the activity is the supervision of the Lord, and thus the Lord is never inactive, as is wrongly conceived. The Vedas say that the Supreme Lord has nothing to do, as he is always the case with superiors, but everything is done by his direction. As it is said, not a blade of grass moves without his sanction. In Brahma Samhita 5:48, it is said that all the universes and the heads of them, the Brahmanas, exist only for the duration of his breathing period. The same is confirmed here. The air on which the universes and the planets within the universe exist is nothing but a bit of the breath of the unchangeable Bharat Purush. So even by studying the rivers, trees, airs, and passing ages, one can conceive of the personality of Godhead without being misled by the formless conception of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 12:5, it is stated that those who are much inclined to the formless conception of the Supreme Lord are more troubled than those who can intelligently conceive of the personal form. Again, there is emphasis in this area on personality, but here also, because he's a person, he has nothing is unknown to him. He is the supreme person. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam Eko Viradati Kaman. Eko Viradati Kaman. No one is equal to or greater to him, and he is the one eternal who maintains all of the other eternal. He knows everything, past, present, and future. There is nothing unknown to him. The material energy works under his direction, and therefore all the activities that happen through the agency of material energy is given force by the Lord directly. So he is the active agent of the material energy, although he remains neutral in relationship to the results of the activities of material nature. No one can give him credit for their success. No one can criticize him for whatever happens through the material energy. Everything happens according to a person's understanding and how the material world works. If you have an understanding of how the material world works, you can use your intelligence how to manipulate the material energy in order to bring about some type of results from your manipulative adventures. But these don't give any satisfaction to the soul, nor are they the goal of life. They simply are just fascinations with those who want to manipulate or control the material energy to a certain extent. No one can control the material energy. Krishna is the controller. He says, Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunam tilakantiya jigadi parvi partande. Material world energy is working under my direction, producing all manifested and unmanifested forms. By its will, everything is created and annihilated again and again. So material energy looks like it's moving of its own accord, but behind it is the hand of the Lord, who sets the material world in motion according to certain laws that govern each of the activities in the material world. All right, one might say each of the categories. If you act in the mode of goodness, you get a particular result. You act in the mode of passion, you get a result that is aligned with that mode. If you act in the mode of ignorance, then you also you'll suffer. So according to the quality of your desire and the activity that manifests from that desire, there's a certain result that comes. But Krishna has nothing to do with the results. He puts everything in motion through the activities of the material energy, and the living entity, according to their desire to enjoy accordingly, gets a particular result based on which particular quality of their activity. And that brings about a certain result, either good, materially bad, or a mixture of good and bad, like that. So he is the supervisor, he is the controller, he's the maintainer, he's the creator, he's everything that happens within the realm of existence, both material and spiritual. We mentioned this yesterday, I think, in our discussion. Nothing happens without Krishna. And everything is within his control. I was just listening, I just listened to one devotee was telling me a story, how one devotee was walking in one place in the area of Delhi, and he was pretty much in a kind of a deserted area, and all of a sudden he was surrounded by 6 people who had knives. They wanted to rob him. So they pushed him to the ground and they put a knife to his throat, and then they were searching his pockets to get whatever they could. And then he started to pray to the Lord, and the Lord gave him some instruction. Just speak in a ghostly way. So he heard the voice of the Lord just speak in a ghostly way. So he started to speak. And when he spoke, the sound of his voice was very haunting and ghostly. And it said, if you harm me, all of you will die within the next few moments. And as soon as the voice came out of his mouth, all of the robbers jumped up and ran away in fear. So here's an example how the Lord saves his devotee when the devotee prays to him in a difficult situation. This, I'm just using this as an example to show how Krishna is within everything and everything is there. And when it comes to his devotee, not only does he protect his devotee, but he teaches the devotee how the devotee can get out of a difficult situation by giving him the complete. Just like I know one very senior devotee, he went swimming in the ocean. He's a good swimmer. But what happened was the ocean waves were very powerful and start pulling him into the ocean more and more. And then he was now under the control of the ocean. And he was trying to swim his way back to the shore, but he wasn't getting anywhere. He was just struggling. Then he heard a voice, just relax, don't do anything. And so he just let himself relax. And in due course of time, all of the waves moved in such a way as they threw him back onto the beach. So, Krishna's there to help the devotees when they're in trouble, if they pray to the Lord. Of course, we have to pray to the Lord. That means we want his mercy, we want his protection, and he's happy to give protection. In other words, in this point I'm making is that everything, Krishna is there in all aspects of existence. And the scriptures say not a blade of grass can move without the sanction of the Lord. So the demigods get their power from the Lord. We get our ability, our intelligence from the Lord. Everything comes from the Lord. When Prahlad Maharaj was being harassed by his father, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyakashipu could not harm even a hair on the body of his son, although he tried in so many ways to kill him in very horrible forms. But Prahlad was unscathed. And then Hiranyakashipu said, where do you get your power from? He was amazed to see how his son was able to thwart all of his attempts to kill him. And Prahlad turned to his father and said, my dear father, I get my power from the same place you get your power, from the same place everyone gets power, from that power source, from the only source of power in all of existence, from Vishnu. Of course, Hiranyakashipu didn't go along with that, but then later on he got the message. He appeared in his form as Nrsimhadev and showed him that whatever power you have, I gave you. Now I'm taking it all away because you're harassing my devotee. So the Lord is he's between every atom, within every atom, he's everywhere. Not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. Of course, we have our independence. And because we have our independence, we can act against the instructions of the Lord, against the guidance of the Lord. But that reaction that we get because of that is also the Lord. In other words, the material energy is his energy. So if we refuse to follow his instructions, then we put ourselves under the care of one of the three modes of material nature. And by that energy, the reaction we get from our deviant action is coming from one of these three modes, which is also controlled and operated by the Lord. So just surrender. That's all. Surrender. How do you surrender? Well, there's a prayer for surrender. It says, "My dear Lord, for so many lives I've been wasting my time trying to enjoy this material energy, and still I'm never satisfied. So please allow me now to take shelter of your lotus feet. I surrender completely unto you. Now I'm yours. You can do whatever you like with me." And that's the perfect prayer. And then when the Lord hears that, then he takes full control of the devotee, and the devotee is like completely under the care of the Lord, and therefore the devotee is peaceful, happy, and is always engaged in serving the Lord. Okay, we can break here if there's any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you good, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for your class. Thank you so much for explaining again or reminding us about the Lord's position. Thank you so much. Yeah, Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu, please go ahead. And devotees, please turn on your cameras when possible. Thank you. Yeah, Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Guru Raj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all of the Vaishnavas. Guru Maharaj, you said that the Lord is always there to save and protect. You need to pray to him. And you gave some nice examples of how almost miraculously the Lord saved his devotees. Sometimes we often see that even when one is not a devotee, their life is miraculously saved, which is presumably Krishna saving their life. But they haven't prayed and they're not a devotee, so how and why does that work?
It wasn't their time.
Okay.
They're under the laws of karma, so their karma was still working to give them there's a thing called what is it called? Let me think of what it's called. There's a name for it. There's books written about it. Oh, near-death experiences. They're called near-death experiences. And some of these people actually die. They actually die. And then they experience something. They see some figures, or they go through a tunnel, dark tunnel, or a light tunnel, different things. And then after some time, they're brought back to their situation. And they experience dying, actually. They actually die. But because their time wasn't according to or for some reason, the Lord wanted them to learn something, so he put them through these near-death experiences. And then they come back, and then they realize, I'm not this body. I'm something else than this body. Because my body died, but then I came back. So yeah, there's much phenomena connected with this material existence. There was one lady, she died 7 times. She wrote a book about it. And I met her personally. She was telling us how 3 of the times she died at childbirth. Because in America, one of the biggest causes of death is women dying giving babies. It's high on the list of causes of death. And so she died 3 different times, but it wasn't her time for whatever reason. And she came back. And then she wrote books about it. So, yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj. Actually, I remember a story from Indradyumna Maharaj. It's that somebody did some service and unknowingly, because he was getting some tulsi for a brahmana to do their puja, and just by that very act, his life was saved.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes because someone does some outstanding service, they get special mercy because of that.
So there could be many reasons why someone is saved.
Yeah, sometimes it's under the influence of karma, and sometimes it's under the influence of Krishna directly. Karma is also Krishna working in a different way.
How
Yeah.
can one learn from that experience, Maharaj?
Well, you don't waste time. The fact that you came back that means the Lord's giving you more time to finish up your business. So that means time is short. You could go at any time. Well, this extra time is just there to help you become Krishna conscious until you actually leave the body. It's a wake-up call.
Okay. Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj. So I was thinking like these impersonalist people, or they are the offenders, right, towards Krishna. But how they have such a nice life, and yeah, and Lord is always protecting or equal to everyone. So yeah, I was also wondering about this concept, Maharaj.
No one can understand how the laws of karma work or how Krishna actually deals with each and every individual. No one can see that. All we know is how it happens in a certain way, but specifically the details can never be understood.
Mm. But people have always these questions like why it's happening like that, why it is like this, because we compare ourselves with other people's lives, and
Not like
as devotees we struggle in some things, but as non-devotees they are having very smooth life. So sometimes, yeah,
sometimes it's like that.
yeah, okay.
They're that means they have some good karma left.
Mm.
And the example is a silo. You know what a silo is?
No, Maharaj.
Where they keep grains, these big long cylinders that you see out in the fields. There's
Okay.
called silos. They put grains in them to store grains.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah. So when you get new grains, you open up the top and you pour it into the top. But when you want to get some grains from that silo, you open the door on the bottom,
okay.
then you get that.
Yeah.
So people's karma sometimes are like that. They're getting the results of their good karma, but because they're acting wrongly, the bad karma will come in due course of time.
Mm.
And people who are getting some bad karma, because they're acting properly, in due course of time, the good karma will come. So you can't really see. how things are happening. But for the devotee is working under the guise and guidance of the Daivi Shakti, the spiritual energy. So happiness and distress are not a consideration for a devotee in devotional service because they're serving the Lord. Therefore, whatever they're doing brings about freedom from all karma, either good or bad. And they don't have to suffer or enjoy anything material. They simply purify themselves through the process of serving the Lord.
So, whereas in this lifetime, if they have good karma and they are doing, they are having a nice life, but suppose this lifetime they are not doing any pious activities and they accumulate all bad karma, then next life they'll suffer, right? It's like a cycle.
Yeah, it'll catch up.
Okay.
When it'll catch up, nobody can say for sure, but
Mm,
it'll catch up.
okay. Okay, Maharaj, thank you. Dear devotees, any questions or comments? You can raise your hand or you can mute yourself and ask. Yeah, Scarlett Mataji.
No, thank you very, very much for today's class. What I don't understand about karma is when someone unknowingly do something or happen to do something, but this person doesn't know about it, doesn't know he or she have done it, and still gets karma for that. It's one thing I can understand that when it's someone knowingly do something, but when you don't know about it, how does it work? Why do?
Well, you commit a crime, you go before the judge and you say, "My dear judge, I didn't know that was the law." The judge says, "No excuse. The law is, if you don't know the law, still, you'll still get a reaction for not following. And if you follow the law properly, you'll get a good reaction for following it, whether you know it or not." That's material. On the spiritual level, it's called a gyata sukriti, where people do something spiritual without knowing it. Just like if we distribute prasadam. We were on a Rath Yatra today, so we were distributing some pieces of fruit to people who were watching it from the side. And so they think they're getting a banana or an apple or something, but actually they're getting prasadam. And it'll have a spiritual effect. But materially, whether you know it or not, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to cross the street at that place. Well, you're supposed to know, therefore pay the fine.
What I'm referring to is Bhishma. When he walks, he had a walking stick, and that stick goes through a lizard, and that's why he got to go through that way of dying, that he got so many arrows in him.
I don't know anything about lizard or walking stick, but he had the power given to him by his father to choose when he would die. He could die at his own will. He had that power. That was benedicted him by his father, King Santanu, because he had done a great service for his father. His father had that power and gave him this power. He said, "My dear son, I give you the blessing that you can only die when you desire to."
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Maharaj, we have a question on chat by Dheeraj Prabhu. He's asking, Hare Krishna, please ask my humble obeisances, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. It is said that the reaction of the karma will take it in this lifetime only. Is it true? The reactions of karma we face in this lifetime only. Is it true?
No, there's different kinds of karma. There's manifest karma, there's delayed karma, there's mass karma, there's instant karma. Karma falls into different categories. When you take birth, you're taking birth in a particular family, in a particular country. You got a particular gender. You have a particular set of emotions. Everything is there. Why? It's accumulation of karma from previous lives manifests in the form of birth in the next life. That's called what's it called? Manifest karma. Delayed karma is you do something and you don't get a reaction for that right away, but then the reaction comes later. That's delayed karma. Instant karma means you do something and then the reaction happens immediately. And mass karma means a whole bunch of people get the same reaction at the same time, such as an earthquake or a plane crash, something like that. You can't figure out the laws of karma. All we can understand is how karma works. In the we can get an idea simply by the statements in the Shastras, but we specifically don't try to figure it out. You can't figure out your situation. You try to figure out, you're a devotee, but your father is a demon, right? so
Yes.
we want to give you the name Prahlad Maharaj. So how did you take birth in a family like that? What is that karma? Maybe you're there to purify the family. So I think you're there just to give them a chance to get over their materialistic tendencies. But sometimes it happens. You have a strong desire for Krishna consciousness, but they have a strong desire to make sure you don't become Krishna conscious. So it's like the Rani Kashipu program. It's like so, but if you stay with Krishna consciousness, Krishna will help you. And in the end, and it's sooner or later you'll become fully successful, no doubt. There's no doubt about that, because Prahlad Maharaj is the example. Because Krishna will always help his devotee.
Yes, Gurudev. So, like, whatever distress, disease, anything happens to us, this is our bad karma of previous life or this life.
Well, laws of material nature are working. So if you contaminate something, and then you'll get a reaction for that. Just like if you go into a room with people who have flus or some, what we say, disease that is transmittable, then you could get that disease. So you weren't supposed to go in that room. You made a mistake and you got it. So things happen simply by our wrong choices sometimes. That's more instant. But then again, there's other karma that comes from previous lives. Like some people have certain, like there's certain people who get diabetes very young. And that might be what is called hereditary. There is situations like that where people get diabetes very young. It's kind of an hereditary thing coming from their parents. So, all of this from the highest point is a perfect picture of how the material energy works, how the spiritual energy overshadows the material energy, and how a devotee accepts Krishna's mercy over Maya's allurements. Everything
Yes,
is
Gurudev.
the verse from Srimati. Go to the first verse of Sri Ishopanishads. Actually, not the first verse, but the invocation of Sri Ishopanishads. This verse should be memorized. Om Purnam Madaha Purnam Vidam Purnat Purnam Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. The personality of God is perfect and complete, and because he is complete with perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. And so everything's perfect because it's orchestrated from the perfect person. And therefore, accepting Krishna's mercy in whatever way it's coming is a way to pure Krishna consciousness. But still,
Yes, Gurudev.
but living in this world means we have to be careful. We can't flaunt the material energy and expect not to get a reaction for that. What is that verse? Padam padam ya vipatam natesham. That this material world is a dangerous place. So if we do something out of ignorance, we may get a reaction for that, and therefore there is some suffering. So what is the cause? Our ignorance. Fools rush in, whereas angels dare to tread.
Thank you so much, Gurudev.
Okay.
Maharaj, thank you so much. Amritaram Mataji, your question.
Don't
Hare
worry,
Krishna Guru.
Dhiraj, Krishna's taking care of you. Just keep
Yes, yes,
connected,
Gurudev.
keep remembering him as much as possible, chant his holy name. Everything will be successful in due course of time. No doubt.
Yes, Gurudev.
Things don't happen automatically or immediately. Things take time.
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Yes.
You're on mute.
Hare Krishna Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. It is the follow-up.
Your voice became low, Mataji. We can't hear you. No, still low.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, now it is okay. You come closer.
Okay. So, when we talk about wrong choices, is it related to, again, our karmas or to our subtle body? I mean, our consciousness.
Wow. The scripture says, do this and don't do that. So if you do what you're not supposed to do, and you don't do what you're supposed to do, can't blame anybody but yourself. Don't cross the street here. It's too dangerous. Go down farther down the street and cross. It's more safer there. So we're getting information all the time on how to live life. We have to be intelligent. Intelligence means discriminating how to avoid the things we should avoid in this world and how to accept those things that we should accept. And that's basic knowledge. Now, yeah, there is but the point here, here's the point. If you're driving a car and you're going 50 miles an hour, if you're coming to a turn in the road and you're required to slow down in order to make the turn, you have to slow down. And then you can make the turn easily. If you still go 50 miles an hour when it comes to the turn, you may not make the turn. You'll wind up going straight and wind up in a ditch. So our karma is pushing us. That's the speed of the car. The slowdown is the situations we face in life. So using our intelligence, how to maneuver ourselves, even if we're being pushed in the karmic way to think and act in a certain way. Therefore, we accept everything that's coming from Guru and Krishna as the guide for whatever we do.
Thank you so much. I
But if-
think you really something powerful.
Yeah, if you let your karma is pushing you. Of course, when we come to Krishna consciousness and we engage in devotional service, our karma, the effects of our karma are gradually diminishing. But then there's parabdha karma. Parabdha karma is that karma which you have to face directly and deal with it. And then you have to be intelligent enough how to deal with it in such a way that you don't go down or become victimized by wrong activities.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Prabhupada said this system of bhakti requires intelligence. And if you don't have intelligence, then Prabhupada would say, get some. And where do you get it? From Guru and Krishna and Shastra. So if we take guidance from these three factors, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Krishna, then we're always in the best position not to be victimized by the material energy.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Silpesh Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, do the scriptures not say that our lives are predestined from birth?
Materially, yeah, but not spiritually. As soon as spiritual energy takes hold, or as soon as we enter into the spiritual energy, we change the lines of on our hands. The karma changes. But otherwise, everyone's under their. People are running to get good health, but that doesn't mean they're going to get a longer life because of that. Because they're under the influence of their karma, 100%. For devotees, when they take the Krishna consciousness, they change the effects. Prabhupada said you're standing in front of the deities and you're in kirtan, you're clapping your hands. The clapping of your hands, the lines in your hands are changing. Spiritual energy controls material, not vice versa.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And so destiny is there for the materialists. An astrologer can tell a materialist at when he's going to die. Some astrologers can even tell you how you're going to die. Those who know how to deal with the higher energies, they can see past, present, future. Already there.
Thank you, Maharaj.
But if a devotee is supposed to die, but that devotee surrenders to Krishna, and then Krishna may extend that devotee's life until a point where he can become fully purified, and then take him back to Godhead. Krishna factor is there directly for the devotees, but for the non-devotees, the material energy is there to give the results.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Teja Prabhu, you can go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna all to all the Vaishnavas. Maharaj, I have a question about since you are talking about karma topic came out. Like we have some desires. Even though we are practicing devotional service, according to our levels, but sometimes our desires overpower us, and we get deviated for a time, and we come back again. Or maybe it could be some situational things, we get deviated. So how do we avoid these little bit deviations, and to have more control over our decisions and practice Krishna consciousness? What would you suggest, to even avoid these little bit deviations?
Well, the stronger your sadhana is, the less the deviations will affect you. You'll be able to conquer over these deviations. So, strong sadhana, chant the holy names, read the Srimad Bhagavatams, associate and serve Vaishnavas. All of these are the process by which you develop a strong spiritual consciousness. And these difficulties, these obstacles, these effects of Maya attack you, you can easily bypass them. But if you're not strong, then these things then Maya will overwhelm you, will attract you. So the stronger
Yeah.
you are spiritually, the less effect you are materially.
Maharaj, to add, I mean, I have some other part to my question. What if we are not having that much power? Then what to do?
Yeah, then you're victimized. Get it? The child doesn't have much power, but he depends on the parents.
Mm.
The parents give all the protection. If the child thinks, I don't have much power, but still I'm not going to depend on my parents, then the child will find himself in difficulty. So you'll be in difficulty, either you take shelter of Krishna, one way or the other.
Thank you, Maharaj. Yeah.
Yeah. And Prabhupada used to say, Maya is as strong as you are weak. For some, Maya can't do anything to that person. She'll try so many things. That person won't be in the slightest be disturbed or fazed by Maya. And others, with little thing goes wrong, and all of a sudden they get all shooken up because of that. Yeah. So the whole idea is strengthen your Krishna consciousness, which means strengthen your relationship with Krishna. Chat, read. dance, eat prasad, go to the temple, serve, worship the deities, go to the holy places. There's a variety of activities.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj. Sorry. Aarti Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances, Guru Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. Guru Maharaj, my question is like, what I understood that because of our karma, we are born to a particular family. And because of no intelligence, we are taking always the wrong decisions, always creating mess in our life. And once we come to the Krishna consciousness, and then we realize that, oh, we wasted our so much life. Nobody was there to teach us. Is this also our karma, Guru Maharaj, that we wasted our so much life and we came late to Krishna consciousness? Or those I see who are like in very early stage of life, they came to Krishna consciousness. Is this all our karma, Guru Maharaj?
Not necessarily. The thing is, don't worry about, the fact is you come, that's what's important. Whether you come late or early, it's better if you come early than when you don't have to go through all of this material suffering. But if you come, whenever you come, then you're here. That means you somehow are successful now. Yeah, it's good that we think like that. Oh, my dear Lord, I wasted so much part of my early life just trying to enjoy this material energy. And now I realize what a fool I was. Now let me become your devotee. Let me become very fixed up in your service. So yeah, it's never too late, but we lament wasting time. That's all. You might say the influence of karma may have been there to make us think and act in that way, and therefore we simply succumb to our own material desires, which is the influence of our karma. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, like in childhood, in schools, nobody teach us. And according to the society, we are getting the good education. But I feel like it's no use.
I don't think we're getting any good education in this society. The real education is not Silpa Vidya, it's Brahma Vidya. Silpa Vidya means material education. Brahma Vidya is real education. So the fact that we came to Krishna consciousness is our good fortune. Now take advantage of it and use every bit of time to become Krishna conscious. What we did in the past, we can learn from that. We can also use that as an example to teach others how much time we wasted. Even when we're practicing Krishna consciousness, if we waste time in something useless or frivolous or material, we think, oh, boy, what a fool I am. I wasted so much time doing that. I could have been reading, I could have been chanting, I could have been serving.
So Guru Maharaj, I realized at a point of my life, I wasted my life. But some people even don't they realize. So it's because they have no that intelligent. So this is like from their past karma that they don't have that intelligent to understand Krishna consciousness.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can't really specifically pinpoint why things happen in a certain way, but we're put into a certain situation, and every situation in life is meant to teach us something. If we don't learn from the situation, then we become then we go down and become controlled by whatever situation we're in.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for your answers.
Is this the same Arti from North Carolina?
No, Guru Maharaj, I'm Farmington Hills, Detroit.
Oh, this is another Arti. Okay, you didn't sound like my disciple Arti. Oh, this is Arti Shaw, huh?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I took
Oh.
shelter this year.
Oh, okay. Thank you for coming. I have a disciple. Her name is Archana. I'm sorry, not Arti. Archana.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for accepting me.
Yeah, Prabhupada wants everyone to take to this process because he is Krishna's pure representative. He wants everyone to actually understand how they can become successful in life. So don't worry about what happened in the past or why you wasted so much time. Just if you want to think about that, just think about now I'm not going to waste any more time.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
And Pranam.
Audible.
Thank you, Mataji. Sakshi Mataji, before going to your question, I'll take Rasvilasni Mataji's question. It's been on the chat. Hare Krishna Maharaj and everyone, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. How should prayers be? Because sometimes our prayers become materialistic. If we talk about advanced devotees, while advanced devotees live according to God's will, sometimes if they face problems, they accept them as their karma and endure them. So, should they still pray at that time? I mean, in what conditions should we pray?
Prabhupada used his himself as an example. He said, I only made one prayer. How can I serve you? When you ask for something material, then you're open to get some kind of reaction, either good, bad, or mixed. Ask for service. Ask for the association of devotees. Ask for become more serious in the execution of our devotional service. These prayers will always bring benefit.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Sakshi Mataji.
Yeah, if you're going to waste time with material desires, you can't fulfill material desires, nor can I give you happiness. Material desire leads to another material desire, and then it's endless.
Yes, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Just desire Krishna. You can do that. My dear Lord, all I want only is your lotus feet. Whatever it takes, bring me there.
Yeah, Sakshi Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Maharaj, my question is, most of the time we know what to pray, what kind of prayer will please the Lord. But being on a mental platform, we pray from the mind and not from the heart, which leads us to nowhere. So how can we pray from the heart? Because right now the prayers are all coming from the mind.
Well, connect the mind to the heart. So, make a heartfelt prayer using your mind. It's easy. Your question is, I'm doing something wrong, but I want to do something right. How should I do something right? Well, just do it. That's all. If you need help to get to where you're going, get help. Association with devotees is the means by which we get inspiration to overcome our wrong decisions, wrong activities, wrong. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shasti Hoy, Lavamata, Sarva Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. Associate with devotees. Serve devotees. Do it as much as you can.
Thank you, Maharaj.
The whole process is, if we're not in the process, then we're in Maya. That's all. Either in Krishna or you're in Maya. How much you're in Krishna, how much you're in Maya. Maybe there's percentages too. The way to stay in Krishna is keep a good regulated schedule. Don't have any time during the day where you can, give time to Maya. Fill up your day with Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Even I wanted to ask you that how to become serious. Like we know that Lord is very great and He's taking care of us, but sometimes we become lazy, not getting seriousness at all. So, yeah, simply wasting time most of the time.
Yeah, that's us.
That's me, Guru Maharaj. Revati Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much. Guru Maharaj, my question is about goodness and sentimentalism and the pure goodness. So when we are engaged in devotional service, after coming to Krishna conscious, even though we are not, at least we are trying to be to the mode of goodness. So how should we differentiate whether the activities that we are performing, it's out of goodness, sentimentalism, or pure goodness?
Pure goodness is Krishna conscious practice. Goodness is some desire for some material gain. Sentiment is just whatever the mind tells you. So, Sudha Sattva and Sattva. To get to Sudha Sattva, you have to develop the qualities of the mode of goodness. That doesn't mean acting in the mode of goodness, it means developing those qualities, which are the qualities of a Brahman.
So yes, I'm still trying to, definitely I'm still on the modes, but I'm trying to at least adapt or act in that way, pure goodness, but subtle wise, we still have that sentimentalism. How should we, get away from that sentimentalism? Good, Maharaj.
The dog is barking and it's bothering you, go farther away from the dog. If you don't recognize where you are is good, not good, then you'll be victimized. Everything depends on your strength of your Krishna consciousness. And there's different ways to increase your spiritual strength. Do that. Chant, dance, read, worship your deity. Take only Krishna Prasadam. Speak only things that are related to devotional service or Krishna. Become Krishna addicted.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I'm trying, but I feel like every moment I'm
I think your question is you're looking for results. Don't look for results. Just look for service, that's all. Stop trying to get results. Just serve the Lord. The Lord will give you whatever you are supposed to get, in either immediate and due course of time. The devotee is happy simply to serve. That's all. The devotee's not asking for anything, doesn't want anything, doesn't even want to make spiritual advancement. The devotee only wants to serve. That's all. How can I serve? How can I improve my service? How can I stop wasting time with material service? So focus on the essence. That's all. And you'll be happy. If you're starting to try to figure out devotional service by calculating what's happening every time you do something, you'll be, it's like the caterpillar who was dancing. And the butterfly said, "Oh, my caterpillar, your dad's so nice. Well, can you tell me, when you move your 58th leg, does the 64th leg come next, or is it the 48th leg follows the 38th foot, like that?" So the caterpillar starts to dance again, and he can't dance because he's trying to figure out which leg is moving. But the dance is natural for him, and then when he starts, it's called paralysis by analysis. Stop trying to figure Krishna consciousness out. Just serve the Lord. You want to figure it out, read the books. It'll tell you what it's about.
Thanks so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Gurumaharaj. Yeah.
We're all looking for results. And we don't get results, we think we're doing something wrong. That's not correct. Not correct. The results come in different ways, and they come in due course of time. Not by your arrangement or by your activities. Happens by the arrangement of the Lord. Sometimes he won't give the result for a long time. Sometimes he'll give the results immediately. Doesn't matter. Serve. Enjoy service. Service is so nice. A devotee who is in devotional service thinks, just give me service. That's all. I don't care where the service is, what the service is. Just give me a chance to serve. That's all. When that devotee is happy simply by serving. And that is Krishna consciousness. Service. Don't look for results. Results will come. Krishna doesn't forget his devotee. He'll give you what he wants to give you, or he'll not give you what you think you should get. Don't worry about that. Just serve. And try to make your service as nice as you can. And that makes service even more interesting. Think of more services to do. Think of different ways by which you can improve your present services.
Yes, Gurumaharaj.
Consciousness. We're trying to measure everything in a material way. Krishna is not measurable like that. He defies all of our measurements.
Yes, Maharaj. So, we are trying to understand with our tiny brains how Krishna works. But yeah, as you said, it's very tough. It's impossible.
Yeah, Krishna told Arjuna. What did he say to Arjuna? Go to the third chapter, verse number 30 in Bhagavad Gita, 330. I think that's the verse. This answers the whole point here. Arjuna was giving so many reasons why I can't serve, I can't fight. This reason, that reason, this reason, that reason. Krishna is just smiling, listening to him, and he tells him, "You're a fool." Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Go to the translation. Yeah. Read it.
Therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your works unto me with full knowledge of me, without desires for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy, fight.
Read the first line in the purport of Bhagavad Gita.
This verse clearly indicates the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. Just do your service. Don't look for any results. Don't look for any profit. Don't try to own the service. Just serve. Do it as nice as you can and offer it to Krishna. That's it. The Lord instructs that one has to become fully Krishna conscious to discharge duties as if in military discipline. Such an injunction may make things a little difficult, but nevertheless, duties must be carried out with dependence on Krishna, because that is the constitutional position of the living entity. It's our constitutional position to serve Krishna. That's all.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Is that clear? I mean,
Revati Mataji?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, like as you said, we should not look for the results. It's a very powerful point you shared, like just serve, whatever, like, you should be.
sometimes the results will be one way, sometimes the results will be the other way.
Yes.
Just do your best and serve the Lord.
I was thinking about the consciousness, the mood we serve. So that's why I was, because it's very important, the mood we serve also. So
the mood should be to please Krishna. The mood should be to become purified by the service.
yes.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. We are already almost 1.5 hour mark. So, do you devotees any last minute questions or comments? Maharaj, is it okay if you chant one round, or should we end the call here as per your schedule?
I would suggest the devotees can stay on and do the chanting. I have very limited amount of time today for other services that are upcoming.
Yes, Maharaj, sure.
So I would suggest devotees continue and begin your chanting.
Yes, Maharaj, sure. I can stay for 10-15 minutes. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for today's
Srimad
class.
Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for such a wonderful.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Dhanyavad, Gurudev.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Gurudev.
you. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.